Hello guys, and welcome to the first episode of A Show With No Name. Yeah, that's right, we have no name for this podcast at the minute, so I'm hoping we can get a couple of episodes in, and I'll leave my email address, and if you guys have any thoughts, ideas into what we're going to call this show, then just let us know. A little bit about me and what I've got planned for this show, what it consists of. It's going to be a bit of a paranormal type show with the Bigfoot orientated stories and things like that. I've got quite a few American friends that I'm hoping to coax into giving me their stories, and I've put the feelers out actually yesterday on Twitter, hopefully to try and get them to share what they know, and I think they do know, they're just holding off. Yeah, so my name's Ant, I'm an avid gamer. I live in the north of England, along with one of hopefully my first guests. He's called Leon, and he lived in a terrace in our area. I've been living there for about 20 years. He's actually moved out now. He sold it and moved elsewhere. I experienced firsthand what he's going to describe to you in the interview, hopefully when I nail him down to a date. And it is a proper creepy ass story, so I'm hoping you guys will enjoy that. We've also got Cory. Now, I sent a tweet out yesterday on Twitter asking for people in the US who have stories in maybe Bigfoot sightings or possibly any sounds that they hear, because over here in the UK we don't have any type of, well, some people have a lot of land. Me, I've just got a backyard, but people in the US have got acres and acres of woodland that they own, so I was hoping that some of these guys could possibly have any stories about their property and if there's any type of sightings on there. So we've got Cory coming up. He's going to be on the show as well today. Okay, let's start the show. My first guest is Cory. He is a good friend of mine. He lives over in the US, and he's going to tell us a story about strange goings on, strange happenings on a place near a mountain actually called Fiddley's Gap. He's also got another couple of stories for us on the property at the back of his home and some strange going-ons there. So I'd like to welcome Cory. Hello Cory, how you doing, pal?
Pretty good, buddy. What have you been up to?
Just the usual, trying to get this podcast going in between a gaming.
It's got you as a star. It's bound to be good, buddy.
Yeah. Right, so I believe you've got a couple of stories for us in regards to a mountain called Fiddley's Gap.
Fiddley's Gap. One night. So first, Fiddley's Gap is like just a wooded mountain. It's a mountain that sits behind a pretty high-end like mountain resort where people ski and stuff.
Oh right,
they put down fake snow though.
Ah right,
because they don't get enough real snow, and so half the land is like dedicated to this camp called Camp Overlook, and that's for like Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts and stuff.
Okay.
And they stay on the right side of a stream that runs through all the woods. There's like waterfalls and really, really small swimming holes, stuff like that. The left side of the stream is mostly private property, and so we would always like illegally go up there to camp and just have a campfire for a few hours and drink some beers and stuff.
So it's illegal to camp over there, is it?
Yeah, they would ask you to leave the property. The law probably wouldn't be involved though.
Right, I'm with you. So somebody would own it, would they? It wouldn't belong to like forestry departments or anything like that.
I think a very small section of it is, because there's a trail that people use. But once you go off that trail, you're on like farming people's lands, like the forest at the back of their land or whatever. But most of them are pretty cool as long as you're not making messes and stuff like that. Yeah,
I'm with you.
But yeah, so like.
Sorry, mate. Go on.
One night we were up there, or we were on our way up there, have a few beers and sit by the water hole, and it was me and 3 friends in my vehicle, and another couple in the vehicle in front of us, and we're all going up there together.
Right.
And about as soon as we take the turn onto the dirt road that leads up to where you can kind of park and go into the woods, as soon as we take that turn and start going down that dirt road, something just unexplainable crosses the road in front of the car in front of us and makes them stop dead. And like, I had no idea what it was.
What makes the car in front of you stop dead?
They stopped so they wouldn't hit it.
Right, I'm with you.
Crossing the road.
So you were in a car behind you?
Yep. And it looked like a dog-sized caterpillar, like with how many legs it had, and it just crossed the road.
Oh my word!
I thought for sure I was like, yeah, you know, I didn't see it right or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get out of the car and I go up to the car in front of us and I ask Chuck, I'm like, dude, what was that? And Chuck's face was just dead white, man. Like he had seen a ghost. Like he wouldn't even say what it was. He was like, man, I don't know. I've never seen nothing like that. Because like it looked like a big dog with like 9 or 10 legs or something like that.
So it was the size of? Would you say it was the size of a big dog, or
like a Rottweiler?
Oh my gosh!
Like you know, stand like 2.5, 3 feet tall and about 3 or 4 feet long.
So how many legs did it have?
I could have sworn I saw 10, but you know, I want to think that's impossible. You know what I mean?
So what was it? Pretty long then?
The same thing.
Right.
They saw the same thing. So then I'm really weirded out. And you know, we stand outside the cars there for a second, like looking around, and we have a cigarette. And we're just too nervous to keep driving for a second. And you know, half of the girls are like, that camping trip is canceled.
Did they see it as well?
Yeah, everybody.
So everybody saw it. So where did it go? It crossed the road and went down like a hillside or something, or?
Well, it's even woods, but I was looking like I didn't want to get too close to the side of the road.
I was gonna say.
You know, but we were trying to look over that way, but we couldn't see it once it got out of the road. It's pretty heavy brush there too.
Right.
Pretty thick woods.
So
So anyway, we're like, okay, we'll go up here anyway. You know, we calm the girls down and stuff, and we're gonna go have our few beers and stuff still. We start the cars up, get going about maybe 20 miles an hour up this dirt road. Herd of deer jumps out in front of both of our cars. Like we're in the middle of a herd of deer.
Wow.
Right? We stop. None of us hits one. The herd goes past, and then right as soon as the car in front of me starts to take off again, one of the deer just randomly turns around and runs its head right through the passenger side window.
What?
Swear, dude.
Flipping heck. And this is on the same journey?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. This is like 11:30 at night. So there's no getting the car fixed or nothing like that, you know? So we're like, okay, well, we're still going to go have our few beers. After all this bad luck. But yeah, man. It was the craziest thing, dude, just because both things happened at the same time. You know, so close to each other.
Right.
It screwed us up for like a month, man. It's like...
Can you describe for the audience what it actually looked like? This dog caterpillar.
Okay, so
it's gonna be weird trying to name this what's it called, this episode.
Yeah, I don't even know how
the
to
dog
describe
caterpillar encounter.
It looked like maybe 3 to 5 feet long, right?
So it was 3 to 5 feet long, but it had
3
like
to 5 feet long,
10
about
10 legs.
2.5 feet long. I could have swore it did, man, but
so what were the legs like? Were they all the same size, or?
They were bent forward. No, they looked like freaking caterpillar legs, dude.
So really tiny legs.
Kinda like. How would you describe it? You ever seen one of those short-legged cats?
No.
No, I forget the name of them. There's cats with short legs. Like the legs were maybe a half a foot tall, and you know, I couldn't see it really well. I didn't see a face on it at all.
I was going to say that. That was going
Like,
to
it
be
didn't
the
look
next
like a
question.
dog
Yeah.
face or a bear face or anything. Like, I just couldn't see it.
Could you see an outline at all or anything, or like ears or any type of profile to it?
That was the weird thing, man. It looked like like a sausage or something. Like a sausage in the night.
Oh, a sausage with 10 legs. Man, that's weird.
Dude,
Isn't
I have
it?
no idea what it was. I still can't explain that. And yeah, that was like we like didn't. That whole group of friends, all 5 of us, didn't talk about anything else for like a month, man.
I could imagine.
We couldn't get over it. None of us could explain it. We all just figured, trick of the light or something. Yeah.
How fast was it moving?
Pretty quick. Not as quick as the deer that went past us.
Right.
But pretty damn quick. You know what I mean?
So
they just did have time to break.
It was booking it across the road.
Yeah, it was bolting.
So do you think it was chasing something, or?
It might have been. We didn't see anything else. I jumped out of the car, like, pretty damn quickly.
Were you not nervous about doing that though? Because I'd be like, what? What have I just seen?
But see, this is back. I wasn't even dating my wife yet.
Right.
And she was with me, so I was still in that kind of like, I'm gonna impress this lady. The way everybody gets killed.
The way everybody gets killed, yeah, it is. I'll protect you.
Yeah, and plus their car was in front of me, so I wanted to get out and go up there and make sure. I didn't know, maybe they had hit it.
They could have hit it or something.
Anything, But when I got out, as fast as I couldn't hear anything. There was no.
So there was no noise in the brush or anything.
Rustling of leaves, or no, you couldn't hear footsteps. And dude, in the woods around here, you can hear a squirrel hopping around from like 100 yards out.
I was going to say you could, especially on a dry night. Do you know what I mean? You'd definitely hear something, wouldn't you?
Yep.
But it was quite fast. So how did you guys see it at the back? Did it start to cross the road and you saw it go in front of the vehicle in front?
Yeah, I seen it from the left side of the road going across, right in front of their car, and then I seen where it went into the bushes, and you could see like where it had trampled something right there, but the trail was gone 5 feet in, and I was using a phone light, you know what I mean, so I couldn't really see a lot.
Right. So there were did you notice any like paw impressions or marks?
No, I didn't really look for them in like the in the brush part, and the road is like gravel, and you wouldn't really be able to see it.
Right.
Yeah, man.
How weird is that?
It wigged us out, dude.
That is really strange, isn't it? Did it not look at you? As in,
no, I couldn't. Like, I was
in your girlfriend's car. She was in the front. I take it. She was in the front vehicle. Yeah,
they both described exactly what I saw.
Right, so they didn't say like, oh, it looked at us as it was passing in front of the car or anything like that.
Like, I don't know what it was. I couldn't see a head. Like, you couldn't make out.
That's weird.
Like, even in the dark, you can, like, the head's usually the first thing you notice about anything.
Well, you'd think as well, if it was crossing in front of a vehicle. I mean, it would
turn towards the light.
Exactly, you've got headlights on. It would be.
Didn't give a shit.
Unless it was just on a mission, it was after something.
Or running from something.
Or running from something. Yeah, you don't know. I mean, did it look aggressive? As an animal itself.
It looked so weird that if I seen it like coming at me, I'm gonna assume it's aggressive.
Right. Because it was weird looking.
Yeah, just because it was unbelievable. That's what it was. So it's like, even still, I'm like, I must have been, we must have been a trick of the light, or maybe somebody, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just so freaking weird.
How weird is that? Oh my word.
Oh. Yeah, but the car in front of us, the couple that were driving that car, they never went camping with us again.
That was it. First and last time. Oh man! So you actually made it to the campsite, or where you were stopping?
For like We only stayed for like 2 hours though.
Ah,
'Cause,
right. So you weren't stopping the whole night.
yeah, as soon as my buddy started getting tipsy, he started getting really worried and
Wow.
freaked out. He's like, man. And plus, my friends didn't want to stay out too late in case it
Oh.
would start raining since our window was broke from the damn deer.
True. Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know what the hell was going on with them.
Yeah. So it just basically turned back round from legging it with all the other deer, and
Yeah,
then
the whole
straight into the
herd
window.
go-
Did
the
it
whole
die
herd-
then, or what?
No, man. It hit the ground and was stunned for like a second and then hopped right back up and went the same way the herd did.
Oh my word!
Yeah, it just came back and just like it had small antlers. Put
Right.
them right through the passenger window, dude. Almost really screwed up dude's wife.
I can imagine.
Like, yeah.
Flipping heck. So they were running from something, would you say?
The deer,
Yeah.
there's a lot of them around here.
Was it farther up? How far up was it from where the
it was
creature were
immediately
to that?
afterwards. It was
Oh,
as soon
right.
as, like, we started the cars, we started speeding up, and like the second we got to 20 mile an hour.
So
boom,
definitely the
deer.
same area. So possibly this creature could have been running, like you say, running away from something.
Yeah, maybe the deer had scared it or something.
Yeah, or
Possible.
well, yeah,
The
possibly.
deer and the thing were running away from something.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, Sasquatch.
Yep. There you go.
Oh, what a weird story, man. That's ace. Cheers for that, Cory.
Yeah.
So you've got another one, have you?
Yeah, two more.
Oh, two more stories. Right. I'm with you. This is good. This is good.
So we go up to this place called Grand Caverns, and this was literally a block away from my house. Back when I lived in Grottos, I moved last year. And it's actually like a town and state park and a pretty well known cavern system with like that does tours and stuff like that through the caverns.
Right.
And but above ground is like there's a river and playgrounds, a running track, bunch of exercise equipment. It's a big place. And so we used to sneak in there after hours because it had a gate on the main road. They'd close up at I think 9 o'clock right at sundown or whatever. And we used to go up there and just kind of mountaineer a little bit. Just climb up the side of that mountain and look around and camp. And when it rained, we used to make there was a couple spots you could make huge mudslides. We'd smooth them down and just slide halfway down the damn mountain like that. But yeah, we went up there one night and no drugs, no alcohol, nothing like that. Just freaking each other out with stories and stuff,
Yeah.
So our buddy's telling us that his great aunt used to own a school on the other side of the same mountain, like a small boys' school or whatever,
Right.
that had been shut down for like gross mistreatment of the children
Oh man.
or
So-
whatever.
How old was that then? Like 1800s or something? Or
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that, like early 1900s maybe.
Yeah.
I can't really remember. But we're standing here beside this, like the pool off the side of the river, and just looking into it and stuff. Yeah, I can't remember what my buddy said, but he made a joke about it. And then we start hearing this like laughter, this really light laughter coming
Right.
through the woods.
Oh man.
So you'd think this would be a horror story, but nothing was scary about this at all. Like the type of laughter, there was nothing scary about it.
So like, would you say a child's laughter or
No, like
adult?
like a woman's laughter, but from a really small woman or something.
Right.
And we're standing there, man, and we look up, and there's no moon on this night, so there's like nothing to give light reflecting off of anything.
Mm.
And across the river, we see what looks to be like some kind of white moth, right? Just
Mhm.
flapping there. And as it gets closer, that's what the laughing sound is coming out of.
Oh my word.
It gets like about 20 feet away, starts dipping down and like touching the pool of water a couple times. And then just laughs like hell as it flies away.
What?
It was
Weird.
about the size of a baseball.
Was it
And
a moth, or was it like? Would you say? I know it's. I know you saw it. I get a lot. Well, I've heard a lot of podcast guests talking about orbs of light and things in forests. Was it?
it might have been. We like from across the river. We thought it was a moth. As it got closer, I couldn't tell.
Was it lit up or?
No, yeah. That's the weird thing is that it wasn't just white.
Yeah.
It was like so white that it looked like light was hitting it because. It doesn't matter what color something is, you're gonna have trouble seeing it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
Woods.
especially with no moon or anything. Yeah,
this was
it's got
like
to have some sort of
light.
Yeah. How weird is that?
But as it got like across the river, it looked like a moth. As it got closer, couldn't tell what it was. Just couldn't tell at all. It was just real. There was a vague thing about it.
Right.
And we weren't on any drugs, alcohol, or nothing.
So what did it do? It was dipping into the water or going into the water fully and then coming out.
Yeah, exactly. It would go down. It looked like it came across the river purposefully to entertain us for a second. like it came straight towards us, stopped about 15, 20 feet away from us, and starts doing this little, like, basically, I don't know, dolphin dive show, kind of.
So in the water, straight out of the water. So anything.
But the thing is, man, the laughing didn't stop, even when it was in the water.
Oh my word!
The volume of the laughter didn't even change.
And you would say it was definitely from that.
No, it had to be, yeah, because
creature.
as it came closer, it got.
You could hear it getting louder.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, it weirded us out, man. We didn't have any clue for that one either.
No, I've heard of what's it called? Animals with strange, like, that sound like they're laughing and things like that, don't they? But not of a. So how big? About the size of a baseball, would you say?
Yeah.
So quite a sizable thing then.
Oh yeah, you could. I mean, like.
Did you not see any?
Weird, you couldn't tell what it was.
No.
Because it was so big.
Did you see any like wingspan on it or anything like that, or?
Yeah. The wingspan went out to about, I don't know, 2 inches past the body of the thing.
So it did have wings then, yeah.
Yeah, it looked like it had 4.
Oh my word.
Like top ones and bottom ones.
And you'd not seen any type of insect like that before?
I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen it. We don't have glowing shit. We have lightning bugs, but they're tiny.
Well, yeah. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, this thing was giving off a constant light.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, but see, the weird, thinking about it now, it's like, I'm wondering why we weren't freaked out about the laughter.
Yeah.
Before we seen it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because now if I'm in the woods and some random thing starts laughing, I'm gonna be freaked out.
Yeah.
But it was some kind of laughter that just none of us freaked out.
It was like a relaxing.
Yeah,
type.
almost.
Like,
that night, like, everything went perfectly for the rest of that whole night. It was a wonderful night.
Well,
that was one of the best nights I ever had out messing around in the woods or anything.
They say about certain things giving off infrasounds, don't they? Have you heard of that, Cory? Infrasounds. I've not heard of it before. Getting into Sasquatch and stuff like that. Well, with the Sasquatch, infrasound, when it roars, when it makes that god awful guttural roar or growl, you feel it. You feel it through your body. So it's you'll feel it through your chest. You know, like a big bass drum walking past you on a street, and he's playing his bass drum and he's hitting it.
Yeah, moose calls can do that.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, I can imagine.
Big cats.
Yeah.
Big cat.
Yeah. I felt it actually. We went to a zoo once. The zoo's closed down now for not for this reason, but one of the zookeeper, one of the women, for some reason went in the tiger cage and it ate her. Yeah, seriously. We last year before, Yeah,
Jesus.
and we've been to that zoo a good few times. It's called Lakeland Zoo up in the Lake District near us, and it was like it wasn't family run, obviously, but it wasn't a proper zoo. Do you know what I mean? It got a zoo license, but it was one of these weird zoos where you would walk in.
They were dealing in those middle range animals.
Well, no, they had
criminally shipped.
Well, yeah, probably, yeah. But they had as soon as you walked in, they had giraffes that would like lean over the top, and you could near enough touch them. It was that kind of wire. You had rhinos that would come up to you, and like I don't know what farms are like over your end, but our farms you can pet like
llamas and stuff.
well, yeah, you could. If you see a cow or a horse, it'll come over and its head will come over the top, and you can pet it.
Yeah.
Well, you could do that with a rhino.
Oh shit!
So it was that close to you. Do you know what I mean? Well, we didn't touch it, but it was that high, the fence. So anyway, we went into the lion pen, which looking back, it's nuts really, and it was like a jail basically. We like you had a walkway where you could walk down to one side and then walk back up, but the lions were quite literally in front of you, and it was obviously peed off this lion, and he was pacing him. Yeah, well, yeah, he was pacing up and down, and I remember taking kids in, and they were looking at it, and you could hear it, and it's starting up. Then all of a sudden, it kicked. Oh my god! It kicked in this roar. And you've never heard anything like it in your life, Cory. It's like
if you heard that in the wild behind you, it might kill you.
Yeah,
they might have a heart attack just from that.
Oh god, yeah. It was as though you was pinned to the wall. It was that loud, and I had to go. I said, right, come on, we've got to get out of it. It's killing my ears, and it was really, obviously, in distress. It was peed off.
We have a zoo here that up at a place called Natural Bridge, about an hour away.
Right.
You can actually drive through it, and at the beginning of it, they give you these buckets of like I guess plant food or whatever. And you kind of hang it out your car window, and all the animals come right up. Oh
wow!
To you and eat.
Yeah, so it's like a safari park.
Yeah, but they have a walking part too, and they had I think it was a Bengal tiger there. In this huge cage, and it had one platform like 30 feet up off the ground, man.
Yeah.
This freaking tiger roared like that, and then jumped from the ground 30 feet up.
30 feet.
And landed on that platform like it wasn't nothing, dude.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't anything.
And
they knew it could do it because they had like the feet marking on the platform so that people knew how tall it was. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And it jumped that high. Well, that's what I mean. But going back to infrasound, you feel it going through your chest. But this certain story that I heard was it was really strange. What this guy thought was like happening to him. He thought that it was a Sasquatch. Looking back now, because he heard like a growl. But this growl did something to him to make him take his clothes off. I know it sounds stupid. And I was the same. I was like
that.
I was like, this guy though. Why would that do that to you? But it made him strip off. It made him take all his clothes off, including his shoes. And then for some reason, it wasn't for some reason. His mates, they were actually on mountain bikes, and his mates caught up to him. And that's what snapped him out of this trance that he was in. So
Sasquatches have like a hypnotic mating call.
Well,
like once you hear it, you're getting down.
Well, the thing is, right, is that some of these people who have gone missing, they find the clothes, and they find nothing else, but they find the clothes. So whether it's a case of basically, take your clothes off. That's meat now. That's pure meat. I don't have to bite through your clothes. I don't have to do anything.
The chicken skin itself.
Exactly. It makes the chicken skin itself. Exactly. That's what it is.
One way to skin a cat.
So that that in a roundabout way is what may have happened with you with that laughter, because you said it calmed you.
Yeah, we felt.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was so weird because, man, if I heard, like, not even in the woods, I could be in the city in like an alleyway or something, and if I hear that like a light laughter, it's gonna freak me out, man.
But it kept you calm.
Yeah, it was so weird.
That's what I don't get. So
Weird, especially back then, I was like I was a hyper dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
and really into horror stuff, so that should have freaked me out.
Yeah. What did your mate say about it then?
Just the same thing, man. They were just like.
Was he calm as well?
Yeah. Yeah, everybody was.
Right.
It was 3 of us that time, I think.
So it was definitely.
And none of us said anything until it was completely gone. Like I'm talking like, you could still see it as it was going through the woods, like a good ways away, and until you just couldn't see it anymore, we just all stood like stone. You know what I mean? We didn't move it.
Well, that's what I mean. It was like a relaxant then.
Yeah, I'm glad a Sasquatch didn't come up behind us and start munching. I'm sitting here watching him eat my arm or something.
Yeah.
It's like, it's cool, man.
So what snapped you out of it then when it went?
Yeah, it was as soon as we couldn't see it anymore. We just all looked at each other and was like, what the hell?
Well, do you think maybe it was shock that you was all like that, or would you say it wasn't a shock feeling? I know that sounds stupid, doesn't it? People don't know that they're in shock, do they?
Yeah, we were the type of dudes that, not much was gonna shock us.
Right.
Like that. It wasn't like standing there like, oh my God, what's that? Like whatever. It was just like, this is something I was meant to watch, and I have to watch it, and I don't have a choice, and I'm completely cool with it.
See,
it's just so weird.
That to me definitely sounds like some sort of hypnotic state, doesn't it?
We didn't take off our clothes because it was a sausage fest that day.
It was a sausage fest. Oh man!
I'm glad we didn't start getting naked. That would have been awkward.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, one of the guys in that group grew up to be gay, so maybe he heard a little bit too much of that laughter.
Well, you never know. You never know. Well, before you started that story, then you mentioned about a school there. Was that thing coming from the school?
No.
Through the woods.
So that school, like our orientation towards the thing, the school would have been maybe a mile behind us.
So what made you
right across the ridge of the mountain?
What made you just mention that?
That's just like it stuck with me because that's the story that my buddy was telling.
Right.
We were standing there looking at the water, and he was telling us about
right. I'm with you.
Or something.
Right.
And then my other buddy made it, some kind of sick joke about the kids getting mistreated.
Right.
And that's when the laughter started.
Right. So, weird.
Yeah, just waiting me out.
Well, how strange. And you mentioned before we come on air about the Civil War in your area and things like that.
Oh yeah, it's I think some of the biggest battles were fought here. Actually, Stonewall Jackson camped inside of the Grand Caverns that we were at.
Oh wow!
During that story, and his men actually carved initials and sayings into the cable.
Oh,
you can take a tour and actually see that stuff.
That's
and then
amazing.
I'm literally 40 feet from a battlefield, and with our laws, like they're memorial areas or whatever, so no one can build on it.
Yeah.
But you get a lot of people going out with there's metal detectors.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Finding old watches and bullets and all kinds of stuff.
Oh wow. Have you found? I know you were saying the Native American Indians over there. They used to live where you were living.
Yeah, all over this place. So a lot of our roads actually are still like our public nice roads they're still named after the trail that they were built on top of. With the American Indians,
yeah,
whatever. And you can go up in the mountains, and you can find like old, like, where they had set up like kind of a rock cook stove, and people find arrowheads all over.
I was going to say that. Have you found any like arrowheads and things like that?
Oh yeah, when I was a kid, I was in the Boy Scouts too, man. I probably had like a collection of like 200-300 of them.
No way. Flip it out. Do you know?
Some of them, dude. Some of them. Every now and then you'll find one that's like that. If you put it on a stick, it would still be completely deadly.
Oh my
Like super
word.
sharp.
Do you still have any or not?
Now, we went through a house fire back when I was like 17.
Right.
And just lost everything.
Right.
Pretty much.
Oh man, that's amazing. I mean, on another podcast that I listen to, like a ghost podcast, the horse wife won't let him bring back any arrowheads, just in case it brings something back into the house. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like a spirit or something like that.
Are they in America?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, they're screwed anyway. This whole country is a Native American graveyard, man.
Well, yeah.
You're always on sacred land.
Well, it is, yeah. But she won't let him bring any arrowheads home. But I find it interesting. I'd love to. I was going to say, if you've got a spare one, will you post it to me?
I can probably go out and look for one.
Yeah, if you ever find any. But yeah, wow.
No, I'll just send them to you. Yeah.
That's a pretty creepy story, that, isn't it? In a way, but like you say, it wasn't creepy to you.
No, not in the moment. It's
I definitely think you was in some sort of trance there, and it's tranced all you up, all three of you.
There was no way I was gonna look away from it. Like, there was this
something pulling you towards it.
I don't even know how to describe that feeling. Like it.
How strange.
Yeah.
Wow. Right, Cory.
So about Sasquatch.
Yes, we've got. This is the last story, is it? That you've
story
got.
That we actually figured out what it was.
Hey, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it for the audience. So go on. So where were you?
My grandfather. We used to live in a trailer park, and my grandfather owned it, and it had about 100 acres of woods all around it. He owned that land as well. And one of the ladies is about 4 a.m, comes banging on our door because she's the trailer over, and says she just saw a huge gorilla digging through her trash.
What?
And she's like, no, I know it was a gorilla. It ran off on 2 feet. It was stayed on 2 feet all the way through the woods. And it had a bunch of stuff out of her trash in its hands.
Right.
So, my mom's got me and my sister there alone. My dad's he's driving a truck, so he's not home. So mom calls my granddad, who lives at the front of the property, in a house.
Right.
And my granddad is old school, don't give a damn about nothing. About 10 minutes later, he's coming down here, pissed off that we woke him up with 2 shotguns on his 4-wheeler, like an ATV.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
so what time was this? Late on, like?
Like 4:30 in the morning.
Oh my word!
Super early. So the lady, tells him what she saw and points him through the woods, and he goes through there, and he comes back and says he's seen it, but it was too far off the ATV trail for him to go after.
Right.
But he definitely seen it walking, like a person.
Oh my word!
Through the woods. So he calls animal control. And they come down, and they do something. They like set up some kind of bait or something. And like a week later, we find out that it was a bear that had went through a construction site and got a wrought iron post up through its front paw.
Oh,
so
wow.
It was walking on its hind legs.
Right.
And animal control said that's actually pretty common when they have a paw injury.
So they'll go up on 2 feet rather than take the pain on 4.
Yep. And so they ended. It was a good story. It ended up because they removed the bar from its paw and it healed up just fine.
Oh right, so they actually found
they
it then.
captured it.
Right.
Then they put it back in the woods a few weeks later, and it started messing with people's trash again. They came and captured it again, and this time they took it like way out into the woods up on top of a mountain. And the damn thing made its way back 2 weeks later.
No way.
So they captured it again, and I think they sent it to another state somewhere. I think maybe some kind of preserve or something like that.
That's what I've heard. I've heard they can move. You know, when you get like a nasty black bear or a grizzly or whatever, a nasty one that basically a man eater, but they still don't want to kill it. They'll move it. And they'll move it to a different place.
Yeah, there weren't any counts of it hurting people. It's just, you know, there's a lot of kids in the trailer park and they didn't want a bear around.
Yeah, for like people in like obviously the UK and other countries that don't have bears and things like that. Have you seen one close up and like how big are they to where you are? Are they massive when they get up?
So the ones around here aren't big for bears, but they're big as fuck compared to you or me.
Right. Yeah.
I've seen one probably from about say 30 yards.
So you'd say if that was on its hind legs, would you say that would tower over you?
Oh, if it was on its hind legs, yeah, I'd be up to maybe its belly button.
Oh my word! So you're
big,
looking probably around about 8 foot, 9 foot maybe.
On its hind legs, yeah. Let's see here. Let me see what. Because we only have black bears around here.
Right.
And they're pretty much the smaller ones, but they're well fed because we got all kinds of berries and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they don't come down usually and give you grief like.
No, they always. I mean, my mom for like 5 years had one that messed in her trash, and she's crazy like my sister. She's a complete nutcase. she had a back porch, you know, with no gate or nothing, just 3 stairs going up to it. She would stand out on the back porch while this bear was like 10 feet away going through the trash, just talking to it like it's a friend. I'm like, Mom, you're gonna get screwed up.
Oh gosh, yeah, because if you go down there while it's hunting, basically hunting for food, you could be on that food chain.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. You're like a happy man.
I can see why she would mistake that as being like possibly, you know, a gorilla.
Yeah, it was weird because my granddad's pretty smart dude and he has a pretty well trained eye in the woods. You know what I mean? And he thought it looked like a gorilla too.
Right. Well, how weird. Yeah, because normally when you see bears, they have a funny walk, don't they, when they're on the hind legs?
Oh yeah,
they kind of waddle, don't they?
Toddler.
Yeah. Whereas whereas as the Sasquatch, it kind of glides.
Yeah, but we gave that woman hell forever.
I bet you did.
Like, oh, I saw an ape.
I saw an ape. Well, you see, the thing is though, Cory, where you live, you're right in like Sasquatch Central.
Oh yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Trail, man.
There's
all kinds of sightings on the Appalachian Trail. That's Fridley's Gap goes up to that.
So it goes onto the Appalachian Trail. Wow.
Yeah.
Now
and then my granddad's woods actually go up to a place called Skyline Drive, which is like you drive across all the ridges of the mountains.
Wow.
Pretty much.
That is. I tell you, you've got an amazing place to live. You really have. I know you probably I mean, the pictures that you sent me previous to where you live, it just looks beautiful. It really does. But we've that video I posted up on me what's it called, my Twitter feed this morning. That we live basically 2 minutes from the country as well, but it's nothing like that. You know, we
I've
don't
seen that.
have massive mountains, and where I live anyway, we
That
don't
one
have
place that you
anything.
and Mad Dog are planning on going to, that looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have places that look like that.
Well, I don't know.
Like, we have places that look like that if we would take away all the trees, maybe. But
Well,
it's, you know,
that's the thing. You've got the beautiful forests and the mountain ranges there, and you know who knows what could be lurking in them forests, because you're
man.
guaranteed. Well, you know for a fact that man hasn't gone all the way through America. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Through each and every forest, wood. You know, so
plus there's so many caves that
well, exactly. You know,
the whole nation's basically sitting on top of a network of caverns.
yeah. So
Who
so
knows
why
what's under
couldn't it have a Sasquatch? Why couldn't it have a dog centipede? Do you know what I mean? You
That
just,
shit was weird.
you know, that's what I mean. But you just
But
don't
yeah,
know.
I don't know. I think there's a possibility because, like, I don't know. Have you seen? You looked into Gigantopithecus?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I don't. They used to pretty much torture people on the land bridge coming over when they were first coming over here.
well, they were like the big trolls.
And so I'm like, well, yeah, they're basically like
They were
Yetis.
giants. Yeah, they were giants.
And I don't see how one of them could have easily survived and stayed underground or stayed out of sight.
There is burial grounds there, isn't there? I don't know whether they're near you, but there's burial grounds for them. And there was one, the Native American Indians back in the day. I think about 3 or 4 tribes were at war with them because they'd come and they'd basically eat you. They were cannibals.
Yeah.
So they'd nick the women, nick the children, and then
That might have been something else because I think Gigantopithecus, everything they found, its teeth was like full of cavities, which indicated that it was eating like a lot of grass and sugar.
right. Well, there was different. What's it called? A bit like Sasquatch. There's 4 different kinds of Sasquatch.
Maybe more.
So what's saying that there wasn't different kinds of them?
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
know?
I mean,
So
I'm sure there were
it's
different kinds of people.
well,
You know,
exactly. Yeah. You know, and who the hell knows what was here before we were, and who the hell knows, like you say, if things haven't survived. You know, and you can't not say that something doesn't exist.
Oh yeah, because
When
I like
50,000 sightings a year
Well, I like
of
to think
Sasquatch.
like this way, like, if you would have asked me a year before I was born what the chances were that I would be born into a world where people can fly, you could talk to people on the other side of the planet in a heartbeat,
Not like this, yeah.
it's just the world is impossible. Everything around you, the likelihood of it actually being there is like nothing.
Yeah.
Like, what are the chances we did any of this?
Yeah.
So anything's possible.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way I feel as well. There's got to be more to things. If people are seeing things, and there are occurrences like I say, there are 50,000 sightings a year. That's a hell of a lot.
Well, probably you got to think probably a lot more than that because a lot of people.
A lot of people won't. Yeah, a lot of people don't discuss it. You know.
Exactly.
And it's I find that strange, me, and that might be just people. But if I actually saw something like that, I couldn't wait to tell somebody. I wouldn't hold it in. I wouldn't keep it close to my chest. I'd be like, oh my god, what I've just seen, and I wouldn't give a stuff if nobody believed me. I'd just get it off my chest, and I'd be like, I am awesome. I've just seen a Sasquatch. Do you know what I mean?
Right? Yeah, hell yeah.
I wouldn't be like, well, I haven't said that. You know, they are meant to be quite scary. That I wouldn't personally imagine seeing something that's 10 foot.
I do think that as time goes forward from like the last 10 years onward, if there isn't like a legitimate, really clearly defined sighting with proof, I would start doubting it because everybody has a camera now.
Well,
So if you see it, you should be able to take a picture.
well, that's what they're saying. They're saying that because of technology now, me or you could take something, Photoshop it, create it, and make it look as though it is actually sitting there. They're saying that it's past that now, whereas the 1960 Patsy Gimbal film, with the Sasquatch walking, the what's it called? That is basically living proof, because there was no technology then. All it was what is being captured on that film. Whereas now, I mean, my bloody mate, you guys might have it over there. Have you heard of a tape, like a what's it called? A duct tape called Gorilla tape.
Yeah, Gorilla tape.
Well, my mate, he does printing. It's like he works at a printing firm, and they came in. Gorilla is one of the big suppliers. Like, they actually came in with the gorilla suit, and he asked if he could wear it and put it on at this. They was doing a like a meet and greet with the mayor of the town. So he said, "Do you mind if I wear it, and I'll do it?" Like, so he put it on. He said, and it's an amazing suit. It looked real. He showed me the pictures of it, and it is unbelievable how realistic this suit looked. So you could.
Yeah,
so what I'm saying is, you could get away with technology now and faking it. Where
I want to see like the real thing.
The thing is to get it in dead and get it somewhere.
Shoot it.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, how are you going to get it out? Because it's fucking it's 8 foot tall plus, £600, possibly more.
Oh, it would be really freaky. What if you like shot it right, and it dies, and you confirm it, and you go out of the woods to get cell phone service, and you call somebody to come help, haul
Come out, shift it,
and then when you go back, body's completely gone, and there's no evidence of blood or anything.
Well, that's it's the thing to do is, if you're gonna hunt one of these things, is to have all of that ready. Where you're gonna take it, who you're gonna show it to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but see, like the way, I don't know. I think hunting it would be a failure. I think it would be like a random hunter, like hunting deer.
Yeah. You couldn't. I don't think that you could go out there on the hope of hunting one and killing it. It would be a chance encounter that you came across it.
Yeah, you better hope you're on.
Well, but they say it.
You might get naked and shit.
yeah, it might make you strip off before it feeds on your skull. But
your skull as a soup bowl.
But they're saying hunters who have come across these, actual hunters, have had them in the sights, and because they look human, they've not pulled the trigger.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Because they look human.
I'm shooting a monkey. Even I wouldn't shoot a monkey.
No, I know. But
unless it was like being mean.
yeah. If it was coming to attack you, then it'd be a different story.
My clothes off.
There's something wrong there, isn't there?
Yeah, it's self-defense.
But
baby.
but that is a really strange story, though, isn't it? To make you strip off.
Yes.
But that's all I can think of. Way is describing it. It was making him strip off so that it could just feast on bare flesh, like you said, skinning itself.
You better hope it was for feasting. Not
McLovin.
What if he's just what if like one of the missing people is just naked in a cage, like forever, like? Oh man.
Oh gosh.
That's
well,
big Sasquatch D.
Hey dude, this has been awesome. It's been a good laugh. Not bad for a first show, I don't think that. What do you reckon?
Yeah, that works.
I think it's pretty damn cool, that. Hey Cory, thank you so much for this, dude. You're a superstar.
I think you're gonna have a great podcast.
I hope so. Yeah, like I say, I've no name for it yet, so what I'm gonna do is get a couple of shows out there, and if it does take off, I'll put me email address on, and people can send in ideas for the name of the show. I don't know what to call it. It's going to be something. It's going to be like paranormal, like these sort of sightings, weird stuff. And I like that. I like weird, unexplained stuff where you can talk and chat about it and try and come to some sort of idea as to what the hell it were. But I've still no idea about that dog. What's it called? Centipede.
Oh man, it's weird, dude. But you're gonna get some interesting people, man. If you ask people for stories on Twitter and stuff, man.
That's what I'm hoping for.
That tells me you're gonna hear some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I've got hopefully Leon. He's going to be coming on, telling his story, and that's wow. That'll be a creepy story. He lived in a haunted house for nearly 20 years.
Oh wow!
So he's got some serious stories. And the thing is, it's a terraced house, 2 up, 2 down house. So there's not that many rooms to go to get away from it. And he was saying he suffers from insomnia as well.
Did he get a good deal in the house?
Well, the thing is that the house was exercised before they moved into it.
What?
But only one room was exercised, they found out.
Well, that's a lazy priest.
Well, yeah.
Right there.
But he was on the clock.
That's a lazy
He was on the
priest.
clock. But I'll let him tell that story. But yeah, freaky goings on, and I actually experienced it firsthand as well. But like I say, I'll try and get him on. Yeah, it's one of them stories where when he was telling me a few months back, he's not told me all the stories that he's had, but he was telling me a few of the ones what I'd never heard, and it made my actual hairs on my arms stand up when I was listening to him. It was that creepy.
Oh,
so
wow.
Yeah, I think that'll freak a few people out.
It's creepier when you're hearing it like in a conversation with another person that you know, because like you don't get that. You really don't get that. Maybe they're making it up feeling that you get from like TV shows and stuff.
Yeah, no, yeah. I like this sort of stuff, podcasts and things like that. And I think you can tell when people are genuine or the other way. I've heard some podcasts where I've like, no, that's not right. Yeah. But
anybody listening that doesn't believe my stories, I don't blame you at all.
That was freaky. But the thing is, though, I've seen photographs of weird creatures crossing roads. Do you know what I mean? Of like, I don't know. There's one that circled the internet.
This was so far back that I had a Nokia flip phone, so I didn't even think about snapping a picture.
Well, no, that's the thing. A lot of people don't do. That's the last thing that you think about is grabbing your phone when you see something
as soon
freaky.
As it gets into the bush, it's like, oh, I should have taken a picture.
Yeah. But like, say if you saw like say what's it called, an earthquake, or maybe a volcano erupting, you'd film that.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But a freaky looking animal like you saw,
you don't want to take your eyes off.
You wouldn't reach for your phone, and you wouldn't press record. I guarantee that. Yeah. Unless it's set up and you had a dash cam already running. As it passes, there's no way that you will get a recording.
Oh man,
of that.
I wish we would have had one of them, because I would love to have a close look at that damn thing.
Yeah, but isn't that weird? Oh, good story, mate. All good stories there. Three brilliant stories. Thank you, Cory, for that. And thank you so much for coming on and making my first podcast. That's awesome. Cheers, buddy. Brother. Thank you so much. You too. Bye. So guys, first podcast down. That was awesome. I love them stories, Cory. Nice one, dude. If you would like to be a part of the show and get your story heard to the masses, you can contact me on theshowwithnoname411@gmail.com. That's theshowwithnoname411@gmail.com. And like I say, we'll hopefully get you on her and you can tell the story and we can interact, have a chat, and try and suss out what happened to you. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed it. If you've been watching on YouTube, if you could possibly subscribe. If I've managed to actually get it up onto iTunes, which I haven't got a clue of how to do this yet. I've never done a podcast in my life, as I've said. If you could possibly like that, favourite it, whatever you do. I know if you comment on there, it helps boost it up the ratings on iTunes, so that would be a great help. And also, if you could let people know, your friends, your family, or whatever, there's another weirdo podcaster out there, and you might have some interesting stories you can all huddle round your radio and have a listen to on a cold winter's night. Right, I'm done. I'm getting out of here. All right, till the next one, guys. Thanks a lot. Bye.